people that did this actually took all this data from someone else, where they'd done something in 2004.
Yeah.
And they hopefully then updated the costs and things. That's grade, so it actually came from your design, but you can't be, because that's the design of the widened bit, and you can also include re-gravelling the existing carriageway. Okay, it's laterite gravel. This is the new particle size, so this is defining what you've done. This is the geometry. You remember when we looked at the database, it had this ADRAL, which I can't remember what it is, speed limit and speed limit enforcement and these things, side frictions. So when you're doing something new, then you define what that's going to be for the new, once you've done that, once you've made the changes. And the effect of it is apparently going to end up with a roughness of 4. You can actually you can edit it. So let me get out of this one and just go to a design which is bituminous, and everything else is basically the same. And in the case of a bituminous one, you have a calibration where you say what's the effectiveness of this thing, of what you've done. Let's go back to this one as well. Overlay. Yeah, that's what I was thinking of. Yeah, in the case of an overlay, right. So in the case of the difference between the maintenance version and the and the improvement is that in the maintenance version, it's you're changing an existing, right? So you have a little map here which says, based on the roughness it was previously, what's the reduction in roughness going to be? So in this case, if it's less than IRI 1, then it doesn't have any effect. If it's between IRI 1 and IRI 14, that's a big difference.
14.
Then you have a 90% reduction in the IRI, and if it's more than that, it has a lesser effect. That's strange. That's strange.
So it's all data is the input data.
This is all input. This is you putting in what you think the effect is of doing various interventions and what it's going to cost. So that's
depend on the analysis. Yeah,
this is an engineer's assessment of impacts, right?
Okay. So the second one is the analysis.
Right. So we've now said define all these things.
Yeah, this is defining.
Right.
All factors.
The new construction, he hasn't got any examples of it. But if you're going to do a new construction, then the additional sorts of information you have is what effect that has on the road length. Right. So for example, if you're building a bypass or or doing something else like that.
A new alignment road.
A new alignment, yeah. And okay, so let's now look at the programs, because we've only got programs here. And okay, let's look at this one, which was okay. So we've now basically defined everything. We know what we've got in terms of our road, what our existing condition is. We know what we've got in terms of our vehicles, what they cost to run and so forth, what their characteristics are, and we know what sort of things we can do in terms of what sort of maintenance or whatever we can do. So now we're going to have a look at what's the impact, how. So
where you click and come over here, how you
From programs.
This is
was the program.
let's come back out.
Yeah.
Under the center.
Oops. Oh no, I went too far.
HDM4, click on HDM4
Oh, yeah. Sorry about that. Right, here we go. Come back to here. All right. We've gone to programs. Cancel. Okay. We've got. All right. So we've got under programs. We've got 4 possible programs.
Yeah.
All right. Let's go to B. Go to that one. Okay. So same thing again. Multiple tabs and what have you. So first of all, we're going to define the program details. So that's so that you can remember what you did, right? The type of analysis, you can do a life cycle analysis or a multi-year program. You've defined the start year, define the analysis period, define which road network you're using, and in this case, here you got a choice, right? And for reasons which I don't understand, once you've selected that, you automatically pick up the fleet. And yeah, all this is telling you is what
Output
is in rupees. Okay, so that's the basic names. Then this is an important one. This tells you which roads you're going to study, you're including. So at the moment, so it's, if you show the unselected sections, this shows you all the roads, but I think you'll find that there aren't any unselected sections. No. Okay, so this is
all have been
all of them have been selected, right? And you can actually edit them from here if you want to. It's exactly the same as editing them previously, right? So that's selecting which roads we're going to analyze, okay? And then this is where we're defining what alternatives we're looking at for these roads. So again, this is all our roads. HDM4 has a few funny things. I don't know why it does it, but you find that the order that things are in keeps changing. And the order that these links are in. I don't think you can change. You may be able to click on here and change the order. Yes, you can. Yeah, you can sort it by this, or you can sort it by that, probably. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Increasing or descending.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. So here are all the sections. So let's click on the first. If I click on here, no, on this one over here, this tells me that it's been set up with 3 alternatives: base alternative, alt 1 and alt 2. And if I click on the plus sign here, I can look at what alt 1, alt 2 and base are. And there's something strange about this data set, because it's got all those alt things in there, and none of them have got anything in. In fact, this is all there is on this data set as far as I can find. So it's just got routine maintenance here. But what you can do is you can add new maintenance items. So tell it it's 2014, and we can put in some other maintenance item, right? So we can add maintenance items, and we can add improvement items. So here are the possible improvement items. So we can we can define when they're going to start. So we could say, well, we're not going to do any improvements until after 2020, for example, if we wanted to. And then we can define what sort of maintenance we're going to do after we improve it. Well, we're just going to go back to routine maintenance maybe, and we've got some other things which we can define, whether we're going to have generated traffic and so forth, which is getting a little bit complicated, but it's the same basic process. You can define growth rate factors and so forth. So if you do that, then come back here. Yeah. Then you can see that for this one here, we've now redefined what our base alternatives are, right? If we wanted to, well, what we could do is let's just for fun, we'll make this one an improvement project, right? Okay. So now it's showing a base improvement and an alternative. You can do a copy and paste at this stage. You can copy that section alternative and then copy that down over everything else. I won't do it because I don't know why they're all set up like that. I'm just thinking what I might do is I'll switch to my computer.
Okay.
So that I can show you.
Do you have a HDM software?
Yeah. So I can show you on that. So, but anyway, all I want to do. This is just a process of defining what alternatives, and you can do it individually by road.
What
right?
means of alternative?
What do you want to maintain it? Maintenance works are to be carried out, or should improvement be done on it?
Yeah.